Namaste Gurukulians, how are you dear students? Hope you will be fine. I am Subhas. Today we will study class 11 business studies and the chapter 3.1 private and public sector is going on. So we will continue the same chapter. This is third part and the topic which is going on is departmental undertakings. Earlier we have discussed what are departmental undertakings, features. Departmental undertakings are run by the government ministries, special ministries of central government or state governments. And the railway minister or is like railway minister is responsible for Indian Railways or other departmental undertakings like postage and telegraph department. It is run under the Ministry of Communication. Ordinance है, it is run under the Ministry of Defence. So concerned minister is responsible for the functioning of departmental undertakings and the secretary of that ministry is the CEO. So we have discussed all the features. Now next topic is advantages of departmental undertakings. So first point is easy formation. To start a departmental undertaking, it is quite easy because government has to pass a notification only, no need to pass a special act in the parliament and even no need to register the departmental undertakings. The process to establish departmental undertaking is quite easy. The government by passing notification in the official gazette, so such kind of enterprises can be started. Second is effective control. Effective control. To control departmental undertakings is not a tough job because mostly the policies relating to run the departmental undertakings are made by the concerned ministries and the officials who control all the affairs of departmental undertaking are well qualified. So control is easy. Next is easy financing. The 100% finance is invested by the government in departmental undertakings, either by central government or state government. So there is no problem regarding arrangement of finance. When government give finance through its budget, it can be easily managed. Next is increase in government income. Whatever profits are earned by departmental undertakings, all profits will go to the government. जो भी इसका प्रॉफिट है वो सारा गवर्नमेंट का प्रॉफिट है, गवर्नमेंट के पास जाता है. If some source of revenue is generated by the government through departmental undertakings, so it will impose less taxes on the general public. So there will be one more point of advantage, like reduces the burden of tax, because some part of revenue is generated by the government through departmental undertakings. Next is proper utilization of funds. Proper utilization of funds. Whatever money is invested, funds are made available to departmental undertakings. So these funds are properly utilized because the government has its own rules and regulations. Policies are made to how the money can be utilized for various activities. So there are less chances of misutilization of funds in departmental undertakings. So these are the points relating to advantages. Now there are some limitations also. Limitations of departmental undertakings. So first is lack of flexibility. Regarding rules and regulations, there is no flexibility. Strict rules of the government are observed. Whatever policies and rules are formulated to run departmental undertakings, such rules cannot be easily changed, cannot be easily altered. So every activity is to be done according to the rules and regulations. So there is no flexibility. Rules cannot be changed. In business sector, sometime decision is to be taken on the spot, but due to foundation of rules, it is not possible to take such decisions. So this is the limitation, because due to strict rules, a profitable opportunity may slip from the hands. And second is lack of competitive feelings. In departmental undertakings, there is monopoly. Monopoly means there is only one firm in one area which is producing goods or service, providing services. So due to lack of competition, there is always found some kind of inflexibility. जो एक competitiveness होती है, वो feelings होती है, वो इसमें नहीं है. जैसे इंडियन रेलवे है, there is no other company in competition to Indian Railways, Postage and Telegraph है. तो due to lack of competition, sometime they shows inefficiency. They are careless regarding providing services because of lack of competition. And next is increase in tax burden. We see that most of the departmental undertakings are run in losses. चाहे वो इंडियन रेलवे है या दूसरे हैं, वो लॉस में जा रहे हैं because of it is run by the government, because of not sound policies or due to red tapeism, corruption. Nowadays, mostly departmental undertakings are running in losses. To compensate that loss, the government imposes more taxes on general public. अब जो इनका घाटा है, जो लॉस है, उसको कंपनसेट करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट फिर पब्लिक पर ज़्यादा टैक्सेस लगाती है. दैट्स वाई द टैक्स बर्डन ऑफ जनरल पब्लिक इंक्रीजेस. एंड वन मोर पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस. More political interference, because these are established by the government. So government ministries interfere in the functioning of departmental undertakings. जो concerned ministers हैं, they appoint their own board of directors. उनके अपने persons हैं, and all such officials who are responsible to run the departmental undertakings are politically motivated. तो जो concerned ministers हैं, political leaders हैं, वो instead of improving the department performance of departmental undertakings, they make such kind of policies so that they can get political benefits from these departmental undertakings. So, due to government interference, they have to incur losses also. And one more limitation is red tapeism. Red tapeism, TAP, रेड टैपिज्म, इसको बोलते हैं लाल फीता शाही. इनडायरेक्टली वी कैन से इट करप्शन. रेड टैपिज्म का मतलब जो ऑफिस में फाइलें हैं, दे आर टाइड विद रेड टेप, एंड मोस्टली हैबिट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज इज दैट दे आर नॉट वांट टू फिनिश एनी वर्क. A huge of group, you can say, फाइलों का एक हीप, ढेर, ह्यूज हीप ऑफ फाइल्स मे बी विच आर अनकम्प्लीटेड, दे आर टाइड इन ए रेड टेप एंड नो वन विल कम्स टू फिनिश. तो दिस इज द वे ऑफ करप्शन, बिकॉज विदाउट getting money they are not doing any work. So such kind of habits are found in employees of departmental undertakings. तो because of this no work is comes to an end, कोई भी काम वो finish नहीं हो रहा. तो these are the limitations of departmental undertakings. Now second public sector enterprise is, it was the first departmental undertaking. Now second is statutory corporations. These are also called as public corporations. Statutory corporations or public corporations. These are also a part of public sector enterprise, government enterprises, in which the 100% amount is invested by the government. The main feature of statutory corporation is that these are established by government by passing a special act in the parliament or by passing an act in the state legislative assemblies. इनकी एस्टेब्लिशमेंट के लिए गवर्नमेंट को पार्लियामेंट में या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को अपनी विधानसभाओं में स्पेशल एक्ट पास करना कंपलसरी है. एंड ऑल द रूल्स, पॉलिसीज, पावर्स, ड्यूटीज, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आर फ्रेम्ड अंडर दिस एक्ट. द मेन एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ स्टैट्यूटरी कॉर्पोरेशंस आर LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission. इसके अलावा इसमें है FCI है, फूड कॉरपोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया, IDBI है, इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, RBI है, रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, और एयर इंडिया है. These are the various examples of statutory corporations. So we will discuss the features also. Features of public corporation. First is formation. Statutory corporations are formed by the government by passing a special act in the parliament or state legislative assemblies. So these are formed by act, formed by law, you can say. So it's not an easy job to pass an act in the parliament. Second is ownership. So all public corporations are fully owned by the government. Whatever money is invested in these enterprises, that all of money is invested by the government. Private sector or private individuals are not given permission to invest money in public corporations. Next is appointments. For appointment of employees in statutory corporations, they have their own rules. इनके अपने सर्विस रूल्स हैं. जितनी भी पब्लिक कॉरपोरेशंस हैं, चाहे वो LIC है, ONGC है, वो अपने अकॉर्डिंग, अपने तरीके से दे अपॉइंट द एम्प्लॉयज़. व्हाट इज़ द प्रोसीजर एंड रेम्यूनरेशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज़ आर आल्सो डिसाइडेड बाय देम. और नेक्स्ट इज separate legal entity. So in case of public corporations, there is a separate legal entity. Separate legal entity means they have property in their own name. That separate legal entity was not there in case of departmental undertakings. जो departmental undertakings में कोई भी property थी वो government की property थी. जो भी no person was allowed to file a suit on departmental undertakings. वो direct government ही थी, government की अपनी थी. But in case of statutory corporations, it can have property in its own name. It can sell the property. It can purchase the property in its own name. It can file suit on others, and even others can also file suit on statutory corporation. So in this way it has a separate legal entity. Its entity is separate. And one more feature is administrative autonomy. How these enterprises can be run? They have given full freedom. Government does not interfere in the functioning of statutory corporations. They have their own rules and regulations because these are established by the government by a special act. So in that act, all powers, authorities, responsibilities are clearly defined. So in this way, they work according to the own rules. The government does not interfere so much in case of public corporations. So today we will wound up. We will continue the same topic in next video, that is features. तो होगी advantages, limitations of statutory corporations. So till then, goodbye students. Have a nice day.